Right, morning, you lovely lot. Welcome to the Hockey for Heroes Hockey at Home series with the experts, sponsored by Jaffa. I want you to take a couple of minutes now just to like and share the video. Let's get everyone up and moving this Saturday morning. And I just want to announce the winner from last week's competition, and that was Amy Beattie. We will get in contact with you with your prizes. So the competition is for you to post a post-workout picture of yourself, tag us in, and tag in at Jaffa Fruit. So the whole idea of these sessions is just to kind of get you up and moving a little bit, but also kind of educate you a little bit towards kind of the strength and conditioning aspect towards hockey and like how important it is for everyone. So strength and conditioning will help you prevent injuries, will also help your performance during game time. And in this unique situation that we have, now's a great time to work on that. So the layout of the workout, just so there's no surprises and you can pace yourself throughout the workout, we're going to be just going through a warm-up. This is a warm-up that I use for a lot of teams and stuff like that, so feel free to steal it when you're back in club. It's a great little warm-up for regardless of age range. Then we're going to come into some energy system development. So basically that's a fancy word for conditioning. That's just going to be a real short piece, about 6 minutes worth of just hard work. And then we're going to come into a strength circuit. The strength circuit will have some options depending on what kind of level and strength you're at. So don't worry about that. There's going to be something in there for everyone. Then we're going to come into a nice cool down, a bit of stretching, a bit of controlled breathing, and then we'll go for a live Q&A. So let's get started then with the warm-up. It's a little bit of a fun game. As I said, you need kind of a 2 meter by 2 meter space. So let's get cracking. So the game's called Sniper Alert. So there's going to be 3 words of command that you'll hear me say. One is high alert, one is medium alert, one is low alert. So as you just move around in your space, okay, low alert means that there's no real threat from snipers. So you're going to stay as tall as you can, right up on your tiptoes, just kind of move around, use up like the most amount of space as you can. Okay, medium alert is you might need to get down a little bit lower. Okay, and then high alert is there everywhere, or you get right down on the floor, just try and get your hands and feet on the floor, move around as much as you can into there. So we're going to go back up into low alert, okay, so nice and tall, right on those tiptoes, make use of all the space that you've got. If you've got other members of your family and that, kind of get them involved, move around them, use them as barriers, and go back down to medium alert, okay, so into kind of your hockey stance, moving around, change the direction, and then come back into high alert to get as low as you can, moving around, try and make yourself as small as you possibly can. Cool. That should have got your heart rate up a little bit. Now we're going to come into just some warm-up kind of stretches. So the first one, if you're ever struggling for a warm-up or a stretch, this is brilliant. So this is called the world's greatest stretch. So you're just going to walk out into a push-up position, bring one leg up. You're going to dip down as far as you can, open up, reach up as high as you can, come back down, back up into the push-up position, back into a squat, walk forwards, drive that leg around, dip in, open up, come down into there, and sit back into a squat. Just going to do a few more of these. It's a great way to open up the hips, open up the shoulders, open up that thoracic spine that you're going to need to rotate and hit that hockey ball and sit back into that squat. We're just going to do one more on each side. Really reach up. You should feel those hips and shoulders opening up a little bit more now. And last one on this side. Open up into here. Okay, very similar for this next one. Okay, it's called a walkout. It's gonna warm up your shoulders and also activate your core. What you're gonna do is you're gonna try and keep your legs as straight as you can. Walk out. It's a nice strong plank position. Try and keep your legs as straight as you can all the way back out. Stand up nice and tall. It's gonna be stretch out those hamstrings, mobilize that spine. You keep that core engaged. Nice work. Okay, we're just going to do one more of those. Awesome. Now, as many of you know, a lot of sports don't take place like this. A lot of it's reaching, grabbing, pushing off of one leg. So we're just going to warm that up a little bit. So we're going to come into a single leg Romanian deadlift. So what you're going to do is plant one leg, get some balance. Just going to reach forwards, pull back up and swap sides. When you're pulling back up, imagine you're trying to scrape something off the bottom of your shoe. So you're going to reach forwards, scrape something off the bottom of your shoe. You feel your glutes and hamstrings working that balance. And getting all of those small muscles in around the ankle, knee, and hip joint. Everything that we're going to need coming into that energy system development in a second. I'm up into that. Awesome. Great work with a warm up. Now what we're going to do, we're going to come into that energy system development. I'll put it right at the front of the session because I want it to be the focus. I want you to be fresh. I want to give you max effort in this little bit here. Okay, so the way that this is going to work is we're going to do what's called fast feet, then into ice skaters. Okay, so before we do anything, I'm going to explain what both movements are, and then I'll give you the timings, and then we'll hit it. Okay, so fast feet. All you're going to do, you're going to stretch up as tall as you can. You're going to slam down, and then you're going to pump those feet as fast as you possibly can. Then we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to come into what's called an ice skater. Great for hockey. It's going to really use those legs, push off from side to side. If you're fitter, stronger, go for greater distance. If you're not, just go small steps. Okay, so we're going to come into here, just like an ice skater, really pushing off those legs. Nice solid landing. If that's too difficult or you're finding that you're stumbling over, then just come into small movements. The way this is going to work then, it's going to work up for 20 seconds, and then we're going to take a 20-second rest. We're going to do 6 rounds of this in total. I'm just going to set up the timer. Okay, so you should hear like a countdown beep when you're ready to go. So I'll also give you a heads up as well. Okay, so we are going. Cool. Going in 5, ready, and slam down. Let's go. Just move those feet as fast as you can. Stay nice and tall, keeping that nice athletic position. That position you spend so much time in playing hockey. Really working hard. Last 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you get a 20-second break then before we come into ice skaters. Okay, 5 seconds then before we go into those ice skaters. Here we go, so into a nice solid landing, into that really push off from that leg. Make sure you're landing nice and tall, get that core engaged. Again, if this gets too difficult, shorten your stride. Okay, just making sure that you're working just to your level, and take a 20-second rest. Again, with these fast feet, tapping those toes, it's going to really replicate kind of the small little minute movements you might have to do with personal skills or tracking back against a defender. Okay, 3 seconds. And let's go. Again, keep that chest nice and big. That's it. Small little taps, really trying to bounce off the floor. Nice and tall. 3 seconds to go. Keep working hard. Good, and rest. got a chance to take a quick swig of water. You've got 10 seconds before you come back into these ice skaters. 5. These were easy for you last time. Challenge yourself. We're going a little bit further. So let's go. Let's move side to side. Good. Making sure you're not collapsing in at the bottom like this. Nice and tall, nice and stiff as you hit that floor. You don't want to lose any energy pushing back off. Good. Okay, take a rest. We've got 3 more to go. Again, keep those comments coming in. Keep those likes, shares. Think of any questions that you might have for afterwards. Okay, 3 seconds. Let's go. Again, staying nice and tall. Moving those feet as fast as you possibly can. Little taps the whole time. Get control of that breathing. And take a rest. Good work, really, really good work. Yeah. Okay, going again in 5. Let's do that again in a bit. 2, 1. Okay, back into those ice skaters. Again, you might be getting tired now, but keep that form. Form is key here. Try not to get extra reps in with poor form. It's all about quality. Good. Awesome. So that's the energy system development part of the workout done. Should be having your heart rate up nice. Okay, you should be feeling really good to go at the moment. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come into the strength part of the workout. I'm just going to give a quick shout out to, say that again, John, to Simon Archer, Valerie Oxford, with the family and all your kids training with us this morning. Keep up the good work as we move into the strength. So, and Durham Hockey Club, thanks for joining us this morning. Leeds Hockey Club, yeah, keep the shout outs coming. I'll try and shout you out as much as I can throughout the workout. So moving on to the strength aspect of the workout, everything's going to be timed. If you need to take a break during that time, go for it. But if you want to hit the gas, it's absolutely fine as well. Okay, so the first exercise will be 3 options depending on what kind of standard you're at. So the first exercise is nice and simple. It's either going to be a split squat, all on the same leg. Okay, so you're just going to lunge up and down. If you're a little bit stronger, a little bit fitter, okay, you can press that on then to just doing a reverse lunge into there. Okay, if you want to do really challenging version of this, okay, we're going to add in a jump as well. Okay, so you're going to reverse lunge, jump up, reverse lunge, jump up into there. Okay, second exercise then, nice and simple. You're either going to do a plank, or if that's not challenging enough, you're going to come into a plank, shoulder taps, keeping those hips nice and still. Okay. If again that's not challenging enough for you, then we're going to come into a higher plank, lateral walk. So all that's going to keep it nice and still. You're going to step in, step out, step in. Again, keeping perfectly still the whole time. Then we're just going to do some side shuttles. Okay, so again, using that 2 meter space, that hockey position there, nice and low. Just going to side shuffle into there. Again, trying to mimic some of that gameplay. And then for the last one, where you're going to need this trusty hockey stick or your towel. If you've got a towel, just roll it up, just so it looks similar to a hockey stick. You'll get the idea in a minute. You're going to come down onto your chest, grab the hockey stick. Again, just going to reach out, squeeze those shoulder blades, look forwards, Squeeze those shoulder blades into there, okay? We're going to use that movement to help with posture, help get those shoulders nice and big, nice and tall, okay, for when you're carrying the ball when we're playing. When I do the circuit, I'm going to do the first two movements at like the middle standard, okay? Just remember you can regress it down to split squats or reverse lunges jump, or you can progress it on from shoulder taps to just a regular plank or side plank with the plank with the side steps. So I'm going to set us up a timer. Take this opportunity to grab some water, grab that hockey stick if you haven't done so already. Awesome. Sounds like we got Leicester Hockey Club watching as well. This is awesome. Keep the shout outs coming. Again, I will try and multitask as much as possible. We're going to do 3 rounds of the circuit. And Audley Head Hockey Club, thanks for joining. Okay, here's your 5-second countdown before we come into that. You're going to do it all on one leg, okay, then you're going to switch legs. Okay, so first one, we're just going to do this on that one leg into that reverse lunge. You're going to do the whole minute on this leg, and then we're going to switch legs. Again, this workout is for you, for no one else. Okay, if you need to take a rest, or if you need to take this the level up and do it with a jump, go for it. Again, if you start off jumping and you end up running out of gas, okay, and you want to scale it back down again, it's also fine. Okay, it's your Saturday morning. You get out of this exactly what it is you want to. Okay, we're going to do 20 seconds then before we switch legs. Again, trying to keep that posture as tall as you can. Again, you want to be scraping that foot across the floor as well. I'm going to give you a quick 10 seconds in between exercises just to kind of reset, grab some water, really give you heads up what's coming next. Okay, so we're just going to switch legs this time. Again, don't forget, if this gets too difficult, you've got the regular split squat, or if it's too easy, you're going to come into those with that jump there. Again, keeping those shout out comments coming, likes, shares, taking pictures. You've got people taking videos of you working hard. Let's get those on Facebook. Let's get us tagged into it. Okay. Shout out to Harry and Keenan as well. Thanks for joining this morning, guys. Last 10 seconds on this leg. 5. Good. Okay, 10 seconds. Okay, and then we're going to come into that plank variation. So remember, I'm just going to be doing the middle one. So we're going to high plank, shoulder taps into here. The slower the better with this. Okay, trying to minimize that movement coming through that core. Okay, we use this exercise to build and teach some resisting rotation. Okay, the stronger you are at resisting rotation, the better you are at producing rotation, which again is very, very important when it comes to hockey. Hockey is all about the rotation, especially if you're drag flicking, aeroing, shooting a goal, pretty much anything. Okay, again, if that gets difficult, feel free just to come into a regular plank. Okay, we're going to say form is key here, so just making sure that you're really feeling it in the right areas. If you start to feel it in your lower back, you're probably sagged, so we need to regain that tightness, make that core work as hard as you can. Okay, 10-second rest, okay, then before we come into those side shuttles, again, just use the space that you can, stay nice and low. Okay, so here we go, okay, so for 1 minute, just going to side shuttle into there, big push off Again, keep it nice and tall into here. What we see a lot of people do when they do this is heels, right? You're just asking to trip yourself over. You want little tight taps, similar to like we did with the fast feet at the beginning. Just prepping you to be able to move side and side. Make sure you got that hockey stick going into a block tackle a channel defender around the top of the D. Awesome work, guys. Let's keep this going. Again, try and keep nice and low. 20 seconds. Yeah, everyone's doing really well. Keep those likes coming in. Keep those shares coming in. Let's get people in on the back end of this workout. 5 seconds. Good. Okay. 10-second rest. We're going to come into this. Shout out to Mia Dunn from where? From Solid Hockey Club. Yeah, we're going to come into these lat pull downs into here. Yeah, what I want you to be doing is really pushing your hips into the floor, keeping those glutes nice and tight, core nice and tight, and then seeing if you can get the top of that hockey stick to hit where like a necklace would hang. Okay, there you go, reach back out and squeeze in into there. Again, if you've got a towel, do exactly the same. Okay, just create a little bit of tension on the towel so you can come in, really trying to put those shoulder blades in your back pocket. Reach back out, shoulders up by your ears, blades into your back pocket, shoulders by ears, right back down into your back pocket. 10 seconds. Big 5, and then we're right back to the start again. Good, 10-second breather. Got 2 more rounds of this. Keep the hard work coming. Again, so we're back onto those reverse lunges on one leg. Again, if this is too easy, these jumps, the reverse lunges are too hard, find as if you're losing your balance or you're just getting like a horrible burn, then regress it back down then into that split squat where you just get a little bit more stability, but you're still working all the same muscle groups. Okay, we're halfway through this leg. Okay, 30 seconds left to go before we change legs. Good, last 20 seconds. Focus on your breathing. That's big, deep breaths. You don't need to stress your body out anymore. By elevating that breath rate, you'll be surprised at how much it will help. Okay, 10-second little breather. Have a little sip of water if you've got one to hand before we come back onto the other leg. Okay, 3 seconds. Here we go, then straight back into those reverse lunges, split squat, or reverse lunge with the jump. Again, keep it nice and tall. If you find imbalance is an issue, try reaching your hands out to the front like a mummy. Again, helps with balance, helps out the coordination, helps you sit back. Also work the same with the split squat. This helps you emphasize that front leg instead of that back leg. Again, if you're doing the jumps, those are very, very hard. Keep it going. If you want to do 5, take a little 3-second breather, do 5, break it down. But if you're fit, I want you guys working at 110%. There should be everything in here for someone. So everyone should be working right at their max here, regardless of kind of first team, 8th team, vets, Colts, wherever you're at. You should be working as hard as you can. Next up, then we're going to come into those planks. So again, so just a little bit of a reminder, regular plank or shoulder taps, or you're going to come that lateral step into there. If you are doing a lateral step or any of these, imagine you've got a hockey stick on your lower back. Okay, you're trying not to let it fall off. If you've got a family member who will put the hockey stick on your lower back, then get them to do so. It's an absolute game changer. Again, if that gets too difficult, come back into those shoulder taps. Again, key here with any core work, make it nice and slow. If you are feeling lower back, the chances are you've kind of done this and let here go. What I'd say to that is try and imagine melting your ribs down into your core and kind of rounding over to see if you can get your lower back to point up towards the sky rather than allowing your belly button to sink down towards the floor. Again, if that is still too difficult, progress it back down. 10-second rest then, okay, before we come into those lateral shuffles. This is a brilliant one for you to work as hard as you can in. Okay, so let's go, okay, 1 minute. Bridie from Lincoln Minster School, there's a shout out. Good to see you in here working hard. Yeah, let's keep this going. Try and keep as low as you can. Try not to pop up. Again, in these positions here, making sure you're sitting back rather than crumpled over like this. Okay, you want to be nice and tall. That's going to allow you to get your chest up, eyes up, and for you to be able to keep that ball out in front of you. Okay, once we finally get back to playing hockey. Last 20 seconds, nice and light on those feet. Little side steps. Again, if there's any goalkeepers on here, great for goalkeepers. Little bit of footwork. Okay, we're almost there, guys. Okay, 5 seconds. Cool. Take a breather. Okay, 10 seconds. I'm going to come down into that hockey stick lat pull now. Here we go. Grab that hockey stick. Squeeze down. Shoulder blades into your back pocket. Shoulders up by your ears. Squeezing hard into the floor. Shoulder blades up by ears. Shoulder blades into your back pocket. Yeah, and pushing as hard as you can into the floor. And those glutes working as you can. Reaching out as far as you can. Again, having that hockey stick rest where a necklace would be. Top of chest. Shoulder blades in the back pocket. Yeah, reaching out. Putting back in. Again, with this one, guys, if you feel it in your lower back, you probably let your glutes go. So again, just kind of imagine you're trying to squeeze and push the floor away from you, opposed to kind of reaching up with your lower back. Okay, you should be creating like a sandwich between here and your upper back. Okay, 10-second rest before we come in our last round. Last little bit of hard work. So if you've got anything left in the tank, or you want to give some of the harder stuff a go, maybe you want to give these exercises with a jump a go. See how many you can get through before you have to regress it all the way back down. Ooh. Good work. Good. And again, like me, glutes are on fire from that. I come back into those reverse lunges. Okay, just so you can keep some form. Maybe you do this for 10 seconds. Maybe then you go back onto the reverse lunges with a jump. All I care about is that you're working 110%. Focusing on that form. Okay, keeping that chest up. Feeling in all the right places. Glutes, hamstrings, quads. If you feel anything in your lower back, especially as we're starting to fatigue, form is where it becomes super important. And you're almost there, guys. Okay, 5 seconds. Good. 10-second little breather there before we come back into the other side. Here we go. Let's go. Today's gonna get these going this leg. Balance everything out. Once I spend the rest of the day walking around in circles. Yeah. Let's go, guys. Last little bit of hard work today. You can enjoy the rest of your Saturday knowing that you've accomplished something. Woo! That's a burn. And come back into those reverse lunges. And we've got 30 seconds left. Just keep it going. Almost there. Again, as I said before, you can control that breathing. Almost there. Okay, last 10 seconds. Okay, last 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay, 10 seconds. 10-second little breather. Okay, here we go. Okay, back into that core work. So again, let's challenge yourself this time. If you haven't, give the side steps a go. Give it a little go. It's only 1 minute of hard work. Keep that core nice and tight. Nice and slow. Slower the better here. Again, if you've been doing a regular plank, give the shoulder taps a go, see how they feel. If you want to make it a little bit easier, bring your feet a little bit wider, give yourself a bigger base. Come into there, and maybe make it a little bit narrower, and find that perfect point. It's hard work for you, but again, you're keeping that form spot on. We've got 20 seconds left to go. So again, shoulder taps or regular plank with that side step into there. Keeping everything as tight as you possibly can. Last 5, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay, a little 10-second breather. Okay, we're going to come into those side shuttles. Then we've got the stick lat pull down. Okay, and then you're done. Okay, let's go. Okay, nice and low. Good. Last minute of the game here. You're 1-0 out. Opposition's in your D. You're trying to defend into that D, not trying to give away short corner with a sloppy tackle or a foot. Trying to move those feet as fast as you can. Staying nice and low. Keeping that head up, chest up. You can see where the ball is. Last little push. Okay, last 30 seconds. Let's keep it going. Try and be as swinging as you can on those feet. We're almost there. 20 seconds left to go. Again, nice and fast feet, fast feet, fast feet. Get that chest up and control that breathing. We're almost there, 10 seconds to go. Last 5. Good. Great work, guys. Okay, last minute of hard work. Let's give this maximum effort. That's it. And squeeze. Really reach out, lengthen. Come back in and squeeze. Reach out and lengthen. And squeeze in. Yeah, keep this going. Again, shoulder blades in your back pocket. Shoulders up by your ears. And drive those shoulder blades all the way down into your back pocket. Reaching out. Again, your glutes should be on fire here. Trying to keep your hips pinned into that floor, especially after everything that we've done. If they're not, try and drive your hips into the floor as hard as you can. Okay, for the last 15 seconds. You're almost there. And reach out and squeeze in. And reach out and squeeze in. The last 5. Awesome, great stuff. That's it for the strength part of the workout. As these things always do, we're a little bit late starting, so we have gone over. So if you do need to shoot off now, thanks for joining us. Please like and share. But if not, hang around. I'm going to do a little bit of cool down, a bit of box breathing. If you haven't done that before, it's very cool. We'll do a bit of stretching, and then I'll be around for some questions and stuff like that in a bit. So for the box breathing, what I want you to do is just lay down on the floor, somewhere that's nice and comfortable. You can either be lying face down on your back. If you're outside and it's wet and you've got nothing dry to lay on, find somewhere to sit, somewhere that's nice and comfortable. And so box breathing is going to allow us to bring our system from fight and flight all the way back down into kind of rest and digest, into that recovery kind of mode. So all this is, try and breathe through your nose. So we're going to do 4 seconds inhale. So 1, 2, 3, 4. A 4-second hold. So just gently hold your breath. and a 4-second exhale. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, then a 4-second hold at the bottom, nice and gently. Okay, it shouldn't be stressful. And again, we're going to do a 4-second inhale. You're trying to really inflate everything as you get that inhale in. You're going to hold for 4 seconds at the top. Again, it doesn't need to be in time with me. I'm just trying to explain the concept. Okay, so if you're kind of trying to slow down with me and finding you suffocating, please don't do that. So as we're going through, just 4 seconds in, a 4-second hold, a 4-second exhale, a 4-second hold, a 4-second inhale. As you do that, you should find your heart rate and everything in there, it starts to really calm down. Might be a little bit difficult to start off with because your breathing rate was a lot higher. Give it another 30 seconds, okay, and everything should really start to calm down a little bit. Okay, you should feel 10 times better after that. It's a great way for you just to recover either after a workout or if you've run off the pitch and you're blowing because you've put an absolute shift in, then this is the type of stuff to do just to speed up that recovery. Now that I've got you all nice and calmed down, we're just going to come into this as a few simple stretches just to help you recover and stuff like that for the next day. Okay, so the first one is going to be nice and simple. It's called a lizard. Similar to a hockey position. One knee down. And all you're going to do is just sit forwards. Depending on your flexibility, you can either rest on that knee, okay, or rest those hands down, flare that knee out to the side, and just plop yourself into that stretch. Again, if you can, carry on that box breathing in that position. So you feel the stretch come into those hip flexors, coming into the glutes, hamstrings on that other side there. Well, all we're going to do then, come out of that, just going to switch sides, and exactly the same the other side. You're just going to plop yourself in. And so again, if you're a little bit tighter, feel free to stay a little bit more upright. If you're more flexible, bring those hands down. If you're super flexible, yeah, you might be able to get your forearms on the floor as well. Again, the same as the whole workout. Just go to the level that you can do. Just relax into it. Awesome. We're going to come out of that. Take a seat if you can. You can also do this one standing if you want to. But you're just going to pop one leg over the other one like a figure of four. Pop your hands through the middle. You're just going to roll back into kind of like a little bit more of a relaxed pigeon position. If you haven't got the ability to lay down, grab hold of your hockey stick, pop that across, and then just sit into there. Exactly the same, okay, but you're just going to be doing it laying down. I get it was raining last night, and where you might be laying is potentially wet. And all you're going to do then, exactly the same, you're going to swap sides, just sit into that stretch. This stretch, okay, is for glutes, so your bum muscle, all the way around to your IT band. IT band's super important. If this guy gets tight, starts to pull up on that knee, okay, and you start getting kind of like some knee issues from patellar tracking. So any sort of kind of pigeon or this kind of stretch, just to help open up that side, could alleviate any kind of knee pain that you may have, especially when playing hockey from changing direction and stuff like that all the time. Cool. So that's it from me in terms of the workout and the stretches and stuff. Thank you for joining. Again, take a picture of yourself post-workout, post it on social media, tag Hockey for Heroes in it, tag Jaffa Fruit into it as well, and we're picking a winner for next week. I'm going to be sitting around for some questions. If you do need to shoot off, keep on checking our for the rest of the schedule of the Hockey at Home series with the experts. We have got so Monday night at 8 o'clock we've got a coaching discussion. Wednesday at 10:30 a live hockey coaching session with Callum Giles of Stickwise, and then Friday we've got a Fortitude hockey video, and then next Saturday then we've got 10:30 with another hockey live. So thank you guys if you do need to shoot off. Thank you for joining, like and share, and then let's see if I can field some questions. Yeah. So I'm not talking stuff if no one realizes I've got Joel in my ear giving me questions and stuff like that. So I haven't gone mad. So we just had a question coming in about anxiety at times. I think a lot of us are struggling with, in my day-to-day job. We deal a lot with kind of managing that sort of thing. But it's normal. Like, don't kind of feel as if you're one out or you're weak or something like that because you're experiencing anxiety. Everyone experiences anxiety from time to time. It kind of just differs on the way that you deal with it. If you've got access to, I'd say my top 3 is some sort of mindfulness. So whether that's kind of meditation through a Headspace app or Calm or something like that will massively help. You don't need to be good at it for it to help. Super friend. So reach out to a friend that you can be completely honest with and someone who's got your back, and you can just kind of just discuss like your feelings and stuff like that. If that isn't available, then the next best thing is to start a journal. So have a journal by your bed or by the area that you tend to feel most anxiety in. So it might be right before you go to bed and you have struggle sleeping. So have that journal right by the side of your bed. And then you just want to offload your thoughts, right? So anxiety is kind of the primitive part of your brain telling you worst case scenarios the whole time. Right, and all you want to do is, that's not your actual voice. That's not you. That's kind of just like a little bit of an overload of your system. So just kind of think about it of just kind of like downloading those thoughts and feelings to something else. So whether that's a super friend or whether that's a journal or whether that's you kind of getting that calmness, Headspace or a Calm. I hope that helps. Yeah. Stretches for a weak groin. So this is an interesting question. Again, good question. If you've got a weak groin, then the discussion is whether you should be stretching it or not, because it's already weak and probably a little bit over lengthened. So you probably want to be strengthening that area as well. I know Bixie's had like repetitive injuries in that area, so it probably needs strengthening more than. But in terms of stretches for groin, anything that kind of moves apart like this, so anything where you're kind of stretching into there, opening up in to that groin, the one where you sit on the floor, soles of your feet, and you open up into that. In terms of strengthening exercises, laying down on the floor, bring one leg over the top, and then with this leg here, you're trying to raise it up off the floor into there. So you've got your groin and your adductors and stuff like in here. That's going to really help to strengthen that area. Or you can do a similar side plank to what AJ did last week. You can pop a foot, it's probably a little bit more advanced, foot up on something like a chair and come up into a side plank like that. If anyone is trying to work on their mobility in this time, it's a great time to do it. An app that I would highly recommend is an app called ROM. So range of motion workout of the day. They're like 15, 20-minute videos where you can just sit into stretches. Technically it's yoga, where you just hold in the positions for 2 to 3 minutes. Again, you'll get some nice music, you focus on your breathing and stuff like that, but that will really help with mobility. And a lot of us probably have a little bit more time than we would do normally, so that's a very great habit to get into at the moment. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Question from David Reed. He got stuck with running the fitness for his ladies team in his club, and kind of wants to find out how to best to go about that. Look, fitness, there's kind of like a really great way to do it, and like a really bad way to do it. You kind of want to fit in the middle. Like, it depending on what the level is, the best thing is you need hockey players to be playing hockey, right? So if that's within training and stuff like that, if it's any like some of the teams that I've worked with, like they hate doing fitness. So if you can build that fitness into gameplay scenarios, so I know a lot of the international teams and stuff like that do that. They have specific gameplay scenarios where it's like 3 minutes of work with a 2-minute rest, and it's just kind of 4-on-5 or something like that. You're going to get a huge amount of buy-in from the players because you're just letting them play hockey, and great for pre-season to brushing the cobwebs off. But if you want kind of more like off-season and stuff like that for them to do now, the absolute best book that I've ever read in terms of conditioning, and I can pop this out later. It's a book by a guy called Jamieson. And it's called Ultimate MMA Conditioning, so mixed martial arts conditioning. So don't be fooled to be that it's kind of only designed for fighting athletes. It's got a huge breakdown of all the energy systems, how you tap into those energy systems, who needs them, and how to program them. So just kind of quickly for me, like if I was running kind of pre-season towards kind of like the real beginning of pre-season, so just at the end of the season, I'd be working on people's aerobic capacity. So that kind of the aerobic system, so that kind of long, slow endurance capacity. Think about your engine as kind of like a pyramid. Okay, so at the bottom of the pyramid, you've got your aerobic base, and then you've then got your anaerobic base, so your ability to do work without oxygen, and then you've then got your kind of explosive, so your creatine phosphate system right at the peak. The bigger you can get the base of that pyramid, the higher you will allow that peak. And the aerobic system tends to get left out a huge amount because it's not fun, it's not glamorous, right? You're just going to go out and run for an hour, and then every week then you're going to add 5 minutes, right? And you're just going to keep doing that for say a month or whatever. What that's going to do is going to build your body's ability to burn fat without tapping into your carb stores, which means the higher your aerobic base is, means when we're playing hockey, I've got a huge aerobic base. I can't sprint very well, but my aerobic base is huge. So when I play hockey, I'm burning fat for way longer than anyone else on that pitch, which makes me super efficient. So the stuff that we do in terms of Hockey for Heroes and stuff like that, like playing 3 games a day, that's fine for me, but get me to sprint 100 meters and I'll be the last one. So you want to kind of bring those two together, give someone a huge aerobic base to start off with, and then start getting real specific towards the beginning of the season. So kind of long, slow endurance stuff, build that base at the beginning. Then as you then get closer to it, you want to build in some more of those high intensity intervals. So moving away from like hour runs into 10Ks, into 5Ks, into repeated sprints, then into game night scenarios. I think that was quite a long answer, but I hope that helped. Good question from Alan. How do you strengthen weak ankles? So there's, again, it's kind of like difficult to explain, like ankles. Let me start again. 2 ways you can do it, right? If you're just recovering from an injury, you want to increase your body's proprioception, so it's coordination and it's kind of reaction to like different surfaces. So that would look very typical to kind of like a rehab program. So the single leg Romanian deadlift that we did at the beginning. So that was this guy where you're reaching over. You're going to get that whole chain connected here in terms of stability. for that, I'd reckon that will probably be phase one, is just getting more stable on one leg. Then you want to add a little bit more movement in there and a little bit more reaction. So you might come into that position and you might hop and stick. Okay, once you get good at that, then you then might want to challenge that body to do it on different surfaces, right? So you might want to get a Bosu ball, or you might want to do it on some uneven grass and get your body really good then at reacting to landing on something that it's not used to. Once you've got that kind of basic stability, then I'm all about load. If you can load it, do it. So single leg work, so the split squats, the reverse lunges and stuff like that with weight, back squats, deadlifts. The more loads that you put through that lower body, the harder all of those stabilizers have to work to generate force. If it's not stable, then you'll be leaking force out of those out of those joints. So you're going to teach that body to create that stiffness around that joint to be able to produce force, and then the result then becomes you lifting more load. Hope that helps. Last question. Yeah. Okay, so hockey fitness from Tim for under 14 girls without removing the fun. I would say fun is the key aspect here. Like for any kind of developmental athlete, you want to keep sport fun for as long as it can be, and until they get kind of into that competitive zone. So again, as I mentioned before, like gameplay scenarios are probably going to be your best bet. You're going to allow them to play hockey. So whether that's kind of you do more structural shuttle runs, but with a hockey ball, or you make it competitive. So you have, between the defense and the attack of them getting to kind of do a certain task. So that might be slaloms with the hockey ball, or reaction to turnover, anything like that. But ensure that it's structured. So what tends to happen with fitness, just in general, is it's very easy to make someone out of breath. But the difficult thing is for them to be out of breath at the right time, and for you to allow them to recover at the right time. So what I mean by that is anyone can say, you're going to play hockey for the next 10 minutes, 3-on-3, like you're going to gas someone like that regardless, right? But skills are going to go down. Fitness is actually going to probably suffer because people are going to be walking around and not be working as hard because you haven't given them the rest. You'll get way more out of that session and be like, I want you to work as hard as you can for 2 minutes. Then I'm going to give you a 4-minute recovery. Sounds easy, but like you give someone a 4-minute recovery and then get them to work hard again for 2 minutes, guess what? They're going to work 100% because you've given them that recovery. So that's what I mean by like game scenarios, and having that structure around that is you need to allow people to recover for you then to get the max benefit out of it, rather than just kind of being like, oh, like just go and play hockey for 15 minutes. But for under 14 girls, I would definitely use that kind of structure. Use competitions and stuff like that, like off season, make it fun. Like at the moment, like if you want them to train now, there's a lot of clubs and stuff like that. I know Old Georgians at the moment are doing challenges and stuff like that. So I did it this morning. So run as fast as you can in a quarter of hockey. So 17.5 minutes, and then you have like a leaderboard, or you could have, to make it a little bit fairer, like percentage improved. So it's not just like the fit ones that are at the top of the leaderboard the whole time. But I think you hit the nail on the head, Tim. Like you want to keep that fun in there. Like you want to keep those players playing hockey, loving hockey, stepping out onto that pitch and wanting to play hockey rather than drilling them into the ground with fitness, because if they're playing hockey, the chances are they're going to be getting fitter. Hope that helps. Yeah. Awesome, thanks guys. So George just started telling me that you like kind of like the visualization of some of the exercises of bringing it into hockey specific. Something that I do a lot. If something's kind of painful, then I try and visualize doing something that's either better. So, or if it's going out for a run, I imagine doing something with the Hockey for Heroes guys and kind of using that as my motivation. So if you guys were doing that and that helped, like, that's awesome. And thanks a lot for letting me know. Awesome. So again, guys, that's it from me. So like and share the video, keep it going around. Yeah, we will see you next week for the live chat, the Stickwise, and the session again on next Saturday.